Alright, we're back in Node 3. Gonna head nadir into the cupola. Got some sunlight now. And this is our best viewing spot on the world. Come on in, straight out of the way. There we go. So we have full of cameras up here, and of course robotic workstation just like in the lab. And there's a beautiful Earth. So we can hang out. You see the arm? I don't know if you can see the arm there. It's set up. It's on the top, or sorry, on the bottom of Node 2. It's connected to it right there. And that's the position that we use to grapple the cargo vehicles, SpaceX and Cygnus and HTV. And it goes in right on Node 2, just a little bit forward of where it's grappled to Node 2 is where we berth those vehicles. And if you come right here, then you can see to the right is the GEM, which we'll go to shortly, along with the exposed facility out there. That's part of the Japanese Motor 2. When we have experiments that are outside, then we have a Japanese arm that can move those around and do work on those. You can see right now, if a little bit more to the right, you'll see actually a launcher that we've been launching small satellites off of right there, which is kind of cool. That's kind of nice to watch those go by. If you go back to the left over here, you're going to see the PMM, which is our storage vehicle. It's right there. Made by the Italian Space Agency, as you can see, Hague. As you go farther aft, you'll see first is a Progress.
Oh, that's my spaceship.
It is. That is Tonto's Progress right there.
Oh, it's a Soyuz.
I know that. I was giving you a hard time. He's a cargo, so you know. No, it is a Soyuz. It is a Soyuz because it says so on there, and it is a. It's a one that 39S crew came up on, and then behind that is a Progress, and not just a Russian cargo vehicle. And as you go around, that's pretty much what you can see out here. You got solar arrays, of course, on each side. If you go over this side, all the way over, you can see the solar array on the port side. Here's you kind of view what it is like from outside out here on the station. But this is the best part out here, though, is looking down at Earth. We try to do that as much as possible. Unfortunately, we don't get near as much time as we'd like. They make us do work. Let's go on back. What we're going to head to the gym because we missed that at the beginning. So we'll head there, and then that'll we finish up the USOS segment. And on the way, I'm going to get some water because I realize I was thirsty. And I'll show you how we put water either for our drink bags or for if you need to rehydrate some food. We have a place we get water. It's either just kind of room temperature water or it's hot water. So this is the location. It's called the PWD, Portable Water Dispenser. Potable water dispenser. I knew that. And it probably is portable too, but not that good. So you just put whatever it is into the adapter, tell it how much water you want, and hit the button. It's pretty easy. Even I can do it. Now if you do want some cold stuff, we have these, it's called Merlins, but they're kind of set for refrigerators, but we look at them. And we have stuff in there. Our main sauce right there is sriracha, and we live off of that. At least I do. That makes everything taste better. When it's done, it fills up. And the nice thing about these things, these straws, of course, it's got a little clamp on there. So if I didn't have that on there, I'll show you real quickly. If that's just off on there, the water pressure, it just starts coming on out. There we go. Let's go into the gym. going back, actually right now, back to the Note 2. See? We'll head starboard. Alex.
Starboard or port, either one.
Either port. It's actually port. I was backwards. I was going backwards. I was going the wrong way. All right. So it's actually on the port side, the front port side of Note 2. Japanese module. This is their laboratory. And again, it's like the Columbus in the sense it has half Japanese and half U.S. equipment in here. Also for stowage. Many different racks. Again, we have a Melfi on this side over here, which is the big freezers go to minus 80 degrees for our science. It's very good. Over here is a glove box with a microscope in his side over here, and over here it has a place basically to incubate things. We have one, you can do it as in, so it free floats in the microgravity, and another one that they compare it to, which has a centrifuge, and they make it a 1G or a partial G, however they want to do the science. And so it has a spinner in here, and that way they compare the two here. They put two samples of the same, start them up, and then we put them over into the microscope, and they can compare them right there. Been working on those this last few months too, on a couple different experiments on that. It's kind of nice. Another express rack over here, again with different pieces of equipment in it. Again, just power and data. They can do all sorts of different types of equipment. It's pretty amazing all the things they can do. We come to our stowage area. Lots of stowage, of course. There's avionics down there too. Again, crystallization observatory. There's all sorts of science around here, and I haven't even got to play with this one, the fluids physics experiment facility. I haven't even got to play with this one yet. So there's lots of science here that I didn't get to even play with up here. That's going on. Unfortunately, I won't get to, but there's so much science going on. Well, we have over 200 experiments going on up here while we're here, and it's impossible to know them all. But I hope to get to work with at least half of them. We continue on, we go for more and more. And this is the area we also do spheres, which we like to do. So it's set up in this little area here. There's beacons that set up around here that the spheres, these little satellites, which I'll show you here real quickly, we can control these things through software, and they actually stay in this area, and they have navigation and control with them, and they can do all sorts of different kind of science with them. Just to get you an idea what it's like in the stowage areas. So here's a sphere. It's got a little CO2 cartridge in it, so it has little jets on it, and this thing can then fly around station. We're getting it set up here to actually put basically a smartphone on it, and it's going to then use its camera and map the inside of the station, and then use that as its guidance navigation, and go ahead and fly a trajectory through station. I'm looking forward to that one too. I think that's going to be really cool science. But again, this is the main area for spheres that we use, because it has right now the beacon set up to keep the navigation system right here, and it knows where it is as long as it's flying right here. I'm looking forward to the upgrade though, where we can go anywhere with these things. As we go on, again, this is the robotics workstation for the Japanese arm. You probably saw that out the cupola window. Again, it is mostly though controlled by the ground, and they do a good job. But the big thing about the Japanese arm, it can go over here to the airlock, which we put equipment on. So that launcher that was on the arm was actually inside. Alex prepped it up, got it all ready, put it on a slide table that's on this airlock that comes out here with this door open. We put the slide table into the middle, close this door, depress the airlock, and then open the outer door. The slide table moves out, and then the arm grabs whatever we put on it with it, and then in this case it was a launcher, and sticks it up in space and launches off the little satellites. Earlier this mission I did a camera for the arm. I did the same thing and put it on the table and set it out there, and the arm picked it up and moved it to the Canadian arm, which put it on itself. It's kind of all interesting, but this is a big handy little thing to have here, this airlock in the gym. And we do have a couple windows though over here. We don't keep open much, but you can see the exposed facility if you open these windows up. Of course, it's nighttime right now. But right out there is the exposed facility. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see too much, I don't think so. You can try Tondo, but I think they're going to get reflection is all they're going to see.
Yep.
But,
Yep, just reflection of the airlock.
alright. That is exposed facility out there with payloads on it. And again, if we need to, we can bring those payloads in through the airlock, do some work on them. But mostly it's all done robotically. If you go zenith, which is up for us, is where you get the plane. Oh, this is Tano's favorite experiment. Sorry. It's called BCAT. It's colloidals again. We do a lot of colloidal research. I'm sure you're not exactly what that's all for, but I hear it's really good. And so what this is, if you look at this, there's actually 10 different little chambers in here. And what you have to do to get those chambers to work is you have to mix them up so it makes it a smooth, and then they basically all the colloidals kind of mix into the solution. And then it sits over time, and they all form, the crystals are formed together, and they can do a lot of science about these things and how they form and why they form and all that. And at the same time, to measure that or to analyze it, this camera will take a picture of it once every 2 hours. And then, so they do it for almost 2 weeks it runs for.
It's running right now.
It's running right now. And that's why we have the little tape up here. It's not, this is an accident scene. It's actually, we're not supposed to get in there and touch it.
All right, thanks, Swanee. Now you can continue.
Now I can continue. That was BCAT. If we go up, which is a fun thing to do, this is actually called the JLP, and it is a Japanese logistic basically module, and it's a storage area for Japanese equipment and U.S. equipment too. And it's really actually quite nice in here. It's one of the quietest places on station. But it has good storage, nice place to be. And our little, if you can't look out the cupola and you want to see Earth, you can come in here and get your little view of Earth. And these are actually kind of interesting. If you notice this right here, we call this a bungee jail. And what we do is we can put things behind these bungees and it stays up there. We don't have to really keep them contained or strapped in. They're contained in the bungee jail. We'll do that for different objects in different places. It works quite well and easy to use.
Where's your bag with all the metal in it? Is that still up there?
No, it's gone. Yeah, that would be a good thing to show, but we moved that thing. It has basically a bag big full of metal that makes some nice chime sounds. If we just had some wind to blow the chimes, it'd be really great.
Hey, you know what? Come back up and let me go to the front of the gem, and you can do your.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. We'll show you the dismount of the
JLP dismount.
Yes, exactly.
Just remember, you got an SSU down here.
Thank you. Ready?
Give me 1 more minute. Swanee has perfected this over time. We'll see if he can pull it off. Okay.